WhiskyJason here, Whiskey Live Dublin 2024, together with...
I'm Mark from the Copeland Distillery, based in Donaghadee in County Down.
Very, very good. You're one of the co-founders?
Yeah, one of the co-founders and currently one of the directors in the business, and I look after the export side of things.
Not everyone knows this brand yet. Tell us a little bit of the history, please.
So we're based in a little town in the most northeasterly part of Northern Ireland.
Yep.
A little place called Donaghadee, which is as hard to say as it is to spell.
Yeah, sure.
So I tend to tell people if you go 100 miles north from Dublin, you get to Belfast. And if you go 25 miles east, just before you fall off the island, that's where we are. We're right on the coast.
That's good.
We look straight across to Scotland. It's only about 8 miles across the Irish Sea.
So last time I was at Derry, I probably waved in your direction.
Well, yeah, you would have. Derry would have waved this way, and we literally can look across and almost wave at the farmers in Scotland.
Okay, very, very good. So, how did you have the crazy idea of starting a whiskey distillery here in Ireland?
The initial business was started on gin. It was actually an idea by our founder, Gareth Irvine, who had an idea while he was in university for a fruit distilled gin. So that was the first product we made. Still have those products in the market. We distill with real fruit. We get two flavors: rhueberry, which is rhubarb and blackberry, and a raspberry and mint. So that's what started the business. But Gareth very much was looking for to develop a whiskey distillery. So 2019 we moved into the new distillery, purpose built for us in Donaghadee. And we've been making whiskey since about September, October 2019.
All right. Double distilled, triple distilled, what do you have?
We do double distilled. We like to do it low and slow. We find we can hold a lot of the flavor, get a much more rounded and robust mouthfeel with double distilled. We've also worked with our suppliers in terms of the yeast, and we think the double distill actually gives us that little flavor profile we're looking for. So we do 5 different mash bills. We do single malt. We do pot still, obviously traditional Irish whiskey. We do what's known as a chocolate malt. So that is 90% peated malt. Malted barley, 10% toasted barley.
So when specialty malt, do you get it from Ireland or you get it from someplace else?
We largely get all of our grains from Ireland. But the chocolate malt, even coming off the still, it's got a little bit of a smell and a mouth taste.
A little bit mocha chocolate.
Almost like 80% dark chocolate on the mouthfeel. We do a heavy peated. We do a rye whiskey, which is particularly difficult grain to work with, but we've been playing around with it, and we think we're creating some great ryes.
Okay, very good. And your peat, you get the peated barley from Scotland?
We do indeed.
Okay, Glen probably or where?
Sorry?
Glen or where do you get it from?
I'm not entirely sure where that's from.
Okay, Scotland.
Scottish peated.
We're happy.
Peated barley.
So should we show some of the bottles?
Yeah, sure.
This
is so the first of our, we'll hold this one up. The first of our 5-year-old whiskies will be released in December of this year.
Very
so that's
good.
cask 1. So ahead of that, we wanted to release a blend that was very much a taste of things to come from the distillery. We wanted a blend that was a little bit surprising. For a 40% ABV, we wanted something that packed a bit of a punch. So this is a blend of 3 different whiskies aged in 4 different casks. So it's predominantly grain whiskey, aged in virgin American oak and recharred bourbon. We have double distilled malt and Kentucky bourbon, and then about 2% triple distilled malt aged in Oloroso sherry.
Very
so
good. But none of your own juice in here?
None of our own juice in that one.
Will you be introducing it slowly, or are you immediate with the 5-year-old?
Well, we wanted to leave our own whiskey for 5 years.
Same name? Same bottle design?
No, it'll be a different design, completely different design, and release 1 will be in a special presentation bottle design. I say the first of it will be out December. We also have, if Nick can just show us that, we have a liquid here which is just launching. Nothing to see because it literally is in pre-bottling phase. This is being launched in 3 weeks' time in Ireland. It is again, it's a source, but it's a 5-year-old single grain, predominantly Kentucky bourbon cask, but also finished in Muscatel, and Pedro Jimenez Cherry Cask.
Very, very good.
And that's bottled at 46%.
Yeah.
So again, that'll be bottled in something similar to the Merchant's Key, more of a dark blue label.
Very good.
But
price in Ireland is
price in Ireland on this one is €39.99.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
This one will be around about €50.
Very good. Distribution?
Well, I mean, as well as Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, we sell into 12 states in the US.
Okay, yay. Is Illinois one of those states?
We're in Missouri,
right?
And we're hoping to be in Illinois very soon.
Okay, because everyone says I'm in Illinois. Why Illinois? There must be a reason for
that.
Well,
I mean, in terms of the Irish diaspora, biggest states for us.
Right,
so the biggest states in the US are Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York,
which
we're in.
Right.
But obviously there's a lot of Irish in Chicago.
Right, Chicago, okay.
So that's why Illinois is a big state for Irish distilleries.
Okay, Green River, St. Patrick's Day,
Oh, it's one of the big, I think it's a bigger St. Patrick's Day in Chicago than even in Dublin.
That makes sense, All right, now that's
But we sell our whiskey into the States. We also sell some of our gin.
Okay.
Actually, for whiskey drinkers, this is a really interesting gin.
All right, tell us.
So this is our award-winning Irish gin. It won the International Wine and Spirits Competition trophy in 2022. We're the only Irish distillery ever to win an IWSC trophy. But this is our Irish gin straight out of the still. 120 days in Kentucky bourbon casks. And 20 days in Oloroso sherry casks.
Wow, days.
So for whiskey, we sometimes actually, places like Whiskey Live, people come and ask for our whiskey. We give them this. Confuses the heck out of them because they go,
wait.
It tastes a bit like a whiskey, but we're not really sure. So it sort of crosses the divide of whiskey people who are not sure they like gin, so it can be drunk neat.
Yes.
But it's great in a gin and tonic with a slice of apple.
All right. 1778, why?
Well, in 1778, there was a sea battle called the Battle of the Copelands.
Right, okay.
Took place about 3 miles from where the distillery is currently based.
Let me guess, between the British and the Spanish?
Between the newly independent US Navy
okay.
and the British Navy.
Okay.
And
that makes sense now for 1778.
And the US captain of that ship was a guy called Captain John Paul Jones.
Okay, I know.
That's why they call it Jones 1778. But it's bottled, it packs a punch, it's bottled at 57% ABV. Navy strength. And you know the story about why it's called Navy strength?
Tell us.
So in the mid 1400s, 1500s, the British Navy insisted that all of the gin and rum was Navy strength.
Right.
So more than 57% ABV. So if you spilt it on gunpowder, the gunpowder still lights.
Right.
That's why it's called proof.
That's exactly.
Proof is that it lights the gunpowder. So this one's
100 proof, 57.1% ABV.
114 proof, absolutely.
That's good.
So we do a Navy strength gin. We do a rum. We're one of the few Irish distilleries to make our own rum. Again, after the Copeland Islands. The Copeland Islands in the 1700s were used to smuggle whiskey, tobacco, and rum into Ireland. So we do a rum.
That makes sense.
So we've probably got one of the broadest spirits portfolios of any Irish distillery, but very much as the whiskey matures, the distillery will be moving more into a whiskey focus than our rum, gin.
Can we visit you?
You can indeed. I mean, we're quite unique. We're one of the few Irish distilleries where you can come in, have a cup of coffee, and actually watch the guys work. So you can watch us doing the mash. So we can watch them do the mash, we can watch them do the fermentation. We cut all of our whiskey, all of our spirits by nose. We find that gives us much better quality control than doing it just by ABV or by temperature. We also run distillery tours at the weekends, so you can come down and we'll talk you through production of whiskey, production of gin, production of rum, let you taste our products. And we also run a bar 2 nights a week in the distillery where, again, you can taste some of our fabulous cocktails and some of our spirits neat. So, if you're coming in from out of town, go to Belfast, head down towards Bangor, and Donaghadee is only 5 miles down the road.
All right, very, very good.
CopelandDistillery.com. Or you can see us on Instagram or on Facebook, or we have a YouTube channel where you can see how to create the perfect serves and cocktails for all of our spirits.
I'm going to have to watch that. Very, very good. Whiskey Jason here together with
Mark Prentice from the Copeland Distillery.
Thank you. Ciao.
Thanks a lot.